This week we're at Sprague Brook County Park.
Yes, in Glenwood, New York. It is a really, really big park. We were kind of shocked once we started driving around. There's a lot of sights here. It's really quiet and quaint.
$45 a night for non-residents.
Of Erie County. If you're a resident of Erie County, it's $30 for an electric site. If you want a non-electric site, they're $23.
Come along with us while we check this park out.
Yeah.
All right, for sites 1 through 30, the water fill-up is at the bathhouse at the beginning of the loop. There is no other spigots around the loop, so this is where you go. And since our spigot is on the passenger side of the vehicle, we're running the hose over our hitch and across to the water spigot. And being this close to the bathroom, yeah, somebody's already hit the building. So I'm gonna spot because I don't want to be one of those people that hits the building. He's got to gradually turn away so he doesn't sharp too much. Yeah, you're good. You got this. All right, this is our site. We're on site 28 and it looks tight to me. And the fire pit's kind of over there and around the corner. We were just doing a game plan. I think we're gonna put this tree in between the slides.
We could do either way. We could do the slides in front also, because I'm worried about these
For the awning.
Our doors.
Okay, so let's put the slides in front of the tree.
We can start with that,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there, because the power pole's way up here too, so I don't want to go too far back.
Okay. I'd say he's a professional, but he also has a backup camera to help, so I'm really here just to make sure he doesn't hit anything. Okay, we've decided that we're going to move up a little bit because we wouldn't be able to open our awning here.
So our driver's side is low by about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Our slide outs on that side take it a whole other inch unlevel, so we have to pop that side up a bit. I think only like one, if I'm right, one little yellow block.
Okay. Good.
So the passenger side is low an inch, which is perfect, because once we put the slide outs out, we drop an inch, so we'll be perfectly level. We'll show you that in a second. And then the front, well, the front's actually perfect right now. However, I gotta take it off the truck. Wow.
Okay, the Crocs are all the way on the ground.
Yeah. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna take the Crocs off.
The Crocs have never come off.
Well, we got them. What is it off?
So that's one of the little tips we have. When you have a muddy weekend, these legs and the ladder fall into the mud and get just covered in mud and soaked. So we put some Crocs on them, and it gives you a wider base for spreading mud out.
Yeah, they don't sink in the mud. And now with the slide outs, we are pretty much perfect. So yeah, we have to be 1 inch high on the passenger side. Yeah, it's just about perfect. It fluctuates between 1/4 of an inch and perfect. That's probably the best you could do with electronics.
So we have a couple of tripping hazards on the site. Right here. So this one's bigger. Hopefully we'll see that one at night, but this one I put pine cones around, so hopefully we see that better than just the rock sticking out and don't trip over it. Tonight we're having chicken and shrimp quesadillas on the griddle. I don't know about you, but when I'm camping, I really don't want to have to do a whole bunch of prep work, so I do a lot of it at home. The shrimp's already cut. I rinse the black beans out in the sink at home so we don't have all the black juice down in our camp sink. I cut up the chicken, and the other bonus is, if I do it at home, that's where the dishwasher lives. So I'm going to put some chicken and shrimp on the grill. I am going to season it with my homemade taco seasoning. Don't be mad at me for making my own taco seasoning. I read somewhere that they put silica in taco seasoning in the packages so it doesn't clump up. So I went on Pinterest and made a quick note, and it's super easy to make yourself. Just go on Pinterest and search taco seasoning and you can do it too.
And Kevin's on fire duty. He's gathering what? Some kindlings, a little bit of pine. Any pine cones in there?
A couple.
All right, nice. Use what nature gave us.
Yes. And then I know it's a big log, but it's hollowed out almost. It's bent nice. So I got a lot of the kindling underneath, so it should get up good. It's pine. So
Shrimp doesn't take anywhere near as long as to cook as the chicken. So we put the chicken on first, and then when the chicken's pretty well cooked, then we put the shrimp on. Okay, there's the chicken and the shrimp cooked up. We got to give this a quick rinse before we put the tortilla shells on it. All right, we're going to brown the quesadilla shells. So I put chicken and shrimp on half, added black beans and cheese, and then flipped it over onto itself. And we are about ready to have dinner. And there you have it. Chicken and shrimp quesadillas done on the griddle camp style. I was kind of skeptical when I saw this site from the road. This is really what we like about campsites. We like the treed sites. I don't know if you noticed, we're both very fair-skinned people, so we like being in the shade, we like being in the woods, and we like that woodsy feel, like we're actually getting away. So with the camper up kind of closer to the road, we fit perfectly. We have, oh yes, I was in the middle of telling you that the awning fits right between the tree and slides on the other side, and Kevin wants me to mention that you need to bring bug spray because we're getting carried away.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what we plan to do on this weekend. We plan on visiting the Blueberry Treehouse Farm.
yes, that is well, it sounds it's a blueberry farm with a treehouse. You can go visit it, but there's also a cute little cafe, from what I've been told. You might need to make reservations at the cafe if you plan on eating there. However, for $7 admission, you can get in, tour the grounds. It does give you a free soft drink or popsicle or $5 off an adult beverage. So that's not so bad. You're paying $7, you're getting $5 off, whatever.
Yeah. We also want to see Colden Falls. I don't know if it's a very big falls as compared to others we've seen this summer, but we're going to go check it out anyway. We're going to go to
the Eternal Flame. We've been there once before, and we did not take the trails that were marked. We had Jacob with us that time, and he is an adventurous kid, and he went down this steep decline that we followed, and I don't know how.
We went down the ravine, got to the bottom of the ravine, and then saw the sign that says "Don't climb on the ravine."
Well, yeah. Also, mid 40-year-olds shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
So the trail itself is a 1.2 mile in and out loop. There's a waterfall that is over a small grotto that in a shale bed that natural gases are released from, and it actually lights on fire. You can actually blow it out, but then it'll relight again. It's really cool, something to see. Well, I mean, somebody'd have to relight it again, but something really cool to see. And
I'll say, from what I've heard, they've really revamped that entire trail. So it's a lot easier. It's not going to be ADA compliant by any means because you're going down into a ravine, but it's going to be a lot easier for people with mobility issues in general. So unless you're in a wheelchair, you can't. But people that might struggle to walk, they've made nice steps. They've put down a nice gravel and wood chips on the path, so it's going to be a lot easier to get to especially from the way we did, but from the original way.
So the last time we went, we were basically using tree roots as our traction to get up and down the side of the hill. So we may also, time depending, visit Fox Hole Winery in Colden, New York. It looks like there's a pond there and a church. It looks like very beautiful grounds. If there's a winery nearby, we try to check them out.
And on the way in, we passed a farmer's market, which, not a farmer's market, but like a farm stand, I'm using in...
It's a huge building.
It's humongous. And I'm getting the smoke out of my face. Yes, it's rather large. They did have a sign out that said fresh peaches. So, yes, we definitely need to stop and see that.
Go see that.
Yep. And I mean, it looked like, almost kind of looked like a smaller Miller's. Like, they had like a lot of different, like, country-made goods out front and, like birdhouses and stuff like that. So it's just like a little country store, I guess you could say, but a lot of probably farm produce and the like.
So if you're wondering how we choose what we go to see when we're going in the area, first of all, I type in what to see near, in this case, Sprague Brook Campground. And I narrow it down to a list of like several items that seem interesting to us. But one of the main deciding factors for us is it free or next to free? Because we spend enough money camping. And we like waterfalls, we like nature, wineries if we could, support local. What else do we like to do?
Well, it also depends on the weather.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we're going somewhere where we want to hike or kayak, if it's a windy day, we're not going to kayak that day, so we'll go for a hike. And then the next day, if it's not windy, we go on the kayaks. If it's windy all weekend, well, we just don't kayak. So
if it's raining, we find an indoor activity.
Right. That would be like the farm stand and the wineries, stuff like that. We don't like to just sit around our campsite, so we want to go out and explore the area. That's why we go to new places every time, because we want to see the world.
And we want to show you the world.
Right. This is an hour away from our house, but we've never been here before.
Nope, this is the first time we've been to this park.
Yep. First time we've been to this area.
That's true. And then next weekend, stay tuned for this, we're going to Long Point State Park out towards Bemis Point, New York. So check back and visit us up for that one too.
Yep. So obviously you got to make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so when it does come out, you see it. Any good YouTuber will tell you that. We got a couple adult beverages. Cheers. We got a fire going.
Cheers. Fire.
And we're going to enjoy the evening. We just filled our bellies.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait.
This is site 26. Our neighbors just pulled out Saturday morning, which seems odd, but maybe they're on to different places. But long, level site, and then big open clearing in the back. In the woods, fire pit. These sites are electric only. There's no water, you have to fill up at the bathhouse, and no sewer. And Kevin just pointed out that between sites 26 and 28 where we are, there's a nice walkway, so it would make a really good buddy site. And then there's this big drop off at the back of our sites. I wonder what kind of wildlife comes through here.
Okay, we've had breakfast, we've showered, and I have my off-road shoes on, so we're ready to go. There's my off-road shoes. There's Kevin's off-road shoes. We're set. By the way, I've decided our campsite's like a mullet. It's when you pull up to it, it looks like it's straight and just a parking lot, but in the back it opens up into a nice wooded area, so it's business in the front and party in the back. First stop, the Blueberry Treehouse Farm, which Kevin says is
10 miles away, just under 10 miles. So according to the GPS, it is about a 15-minute drive from the park.
nice and close. Oh, I can't wait to check this place out. I saw it online. It looks so cool.
I didn't know this, but we're just up the street from Kissing Bridge. We just passed it. A little ski resort here in Western New York. It's actually pretty nice. The lesser expensive of the two, Holiday Valley being the other well-known one. Anyway, a lot of people have been saying they want to check out the Blueberry Treehouse Farm. A lot of our friends, at least. So we get to be the first of those to actually do so. Looking forward to it. Coming up to the Blueberry Treehouse Gatehouse.
Got our tickets. Got like an amphitheater. And there's the blueberry bushes and the neat little whatever those are. You like it?
I've had worse.
Great. Cute little playhouse. Lots of like ropes course type things, and there's chickens behind us. So I guess if you have kids, it would be a cool place to bring them.
I think it'd be cooler if it was at night. Then you could see all the lights, and if there was live music, you can come watch that. I mean, it must have cost a lot of money to build the place. For $7, you can get a free non-alcoholic drink or $5 off an alcoholic drink. Or if you have kids, you can have a free popsicle. There's a little jungle gym type place for the kids to play, and you can pick blueberries or pick wildflowers. So
Yeah. I don't know. We did it.
yeah, probably won't do it again.
No, it was cute.
But now on to Eternal Flame.
Yes. So we are about 4 miles away from the Blueberry Treehouse Farm. Blueberry Treehouse Farm? Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way.
That sounds right.
And we are now walking the Eternal Flame. It's I don't know, it's nice and wooded.
Yeah, but it's quite a downhill hike, so going back up might kind of suck a little.
Yeah, well, we got it going up over here too. I don't really know which way is this, an arrow. Okay, there's people that way, but there's people that way. I don't know where we're going. Anyway.
We're going to see the flame.
Yes, we're going to see the flame. So before I trip on any of these roots that are sticking out, be careful. I am going to turn you off.
Okay, so the markers are a little confusing. Are we going this way to the flame, or are we going that way to the flame?
In and out.
It's an in and out loop. Okay, so we're going this way. So we chose the creekside path. There's another path that's up there.
The water isn't flowing very fast.
Yeah, the water's kind of lame, but hey, this is why we wear the off-road shoes, because now we can go creek walking. I was gonna say, it doesn't matter one bit with these shoes. So, woohoo, off-roading. So the whole path is made up of like this shale, which is what the natural gas comes up through. So yep, this is the way that we came down last time, and it's not our fault because GPS takes you to the road up there. And there's the sign we saw when we got back to the bottom of that ravine. A little too late. This year we did the right way. Well, there it is. I think it's actually higher than the last time we were here. So, not a very far drive at all from Eternal Flame. Going to stop and visit. This is Fox Hole Winery. And it looks really cute. Can't wait to check it out. Okay, so this is Colden Falls. And this is what you can see from the road. I know the waterfalls you can see better if you go around the bend. We just have not figured out how to get down there. There's a private property house next door. There's a house over there. I mean, I'd really like to go check it out, but I don't know how we get there. Alright, so we found it, but I gotta say, we went walking through the backyard of the senior center, then kind of through the woods, and then down some shale. But here you go. We did it for you. Here's Colden Falls. So we're sitting here looking at the falls, and you can see there's a tiny little fish trying to jump up the falls there. I saw it.
They all trim up this.
Oh, there's one.
This is the farmer's market thing that we saw. Like Kevin said, there's a lot of like farmers, you know, sort of all sorts of things for sale. You can get a really giant Adirondack chair.
Spot for bevies, spot for an umbrella.
Yeah, we can't afford them.
The rockers. It's only $1,500. It's made out of that Azek or whatever you call it.
Tyvek?
No, well, it's the composite wood.
Okay.
So,
What'd you get?
dill pickle snack sticks.
Got my peaches and some cherries and a sign and some pickle flavored meat sticks. Yeah, can't take Kevin anywhere. So our friend Dale, I'd say friend, the bartender friend at Fox Hole Winery told us to come to this place called Mystic Hills Brewery. And this place is hopping, so we're gonna check this out too. It's not opening.
Oh,
He wants his dill pickle snacks and he can't get it to open.
I'm like right at the edge there.
But here we're at a new place. We can. Did you get it? Oh! Get out of the car, come on. Ew. See me in the mirror. Don't do it. Oh, hi, puppy greeting.
Okay. Mystic berries.
Mystic berries. For you? I'm gonna try.
Got your.
My flight of 4, which I'd forgotten about already. I don't know. Did you? I don't know. Start with whatever they want.
I just got a dry Riesling.
I know, right?
I don't like beer.
Good.
Yeah? This place is so cool looking.
So I'm going to make an attempt at making drunken lobster tails for dinner. So we bought a 4-pack of frozen tails from Sam's Club for $25 for the 4-pack. Just so you know, we're not that bougie. What makes it drunken is I am putting some wine in it. So I'm going to put a pot with some wine, maybe some lime juice, some butter, and we're going to broil these lobster tails. So wish us luck they came out. If not, it's an expensive experiment.
So I know enough to know that you're supposed to split the lobster tails down their back and then kind of peel them open. I'm going to actually cut them in half lengthwise and then put them face down in the butter wine mixture. Okay, I've got one of them kind of butterflied. The other one, shell, is giving me a little bit of a hard time, so stay tuned. Okay, so I have the butter melting. I'm actually using a kind of local semi-dry white wine to go with this. So I don't really know how much you're supposed to put in there, but all right, that looks good. And we're having edamame beans broiled to go with our dinner. All right, the beans are in, and that looks like a nice mixture. So now the lobster tails are going in. Up the lobster tails, and I'm going to, with them split side down, just kind of lay them in this butter mixture. And I think maybe, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. You know, our friends Zach and Jess, who own Market Seafood in Rochester, are probably rolling over right now, but we're trying, guys, we're trying. I know one of the signs that they're getting close to being done is that the shell starts turning pink. Now, the bigger one on the left, which is Kevin's because it's bigger, does look very pink on the shell. Mine is still, There. Now you can see the color difference. So Kevin's looks good. Mine needs to cook a little bit longer, I think. So here's Kevin's. I'm going to pour a little bit of this butter sauce over top of it, and then I'm going to serve it. Kevin. Lobster and edamame beans are served.
That was so good.
I say, do you know how to cut it? I think I'm gonna, I don't know, pull the meat out of the shell and then use a steak knife. Okay.
It's probably hot as heck, right?
Probably. It just came out of
But
the
it just
pan.
comes out.
Okay. I just need to know if this was not a failed experiment or if it was actually good.
Okay, well, anybody, and mainly Zach and Jess, if you're watching this and I'm cutting lobster with a fork and a knife and that's incorrect, I apologize. But butter. That's good.
I can't wait.
Coming into what I would call the second entrance, there's a little sign here, campsites 1 through 30 to the right, 31 through 123 to the left, and it is way to the left. This park is enormous, so it doesn't matter which entrance you go into, you're still going to be driving for a while if you go into sites 31 through 123. The casino, we don't know what that is. We've driven all around. We found like an enclosed pavilion. It was reserved and there was people in it, so we didn't go inside. I don't know if that's what they call the casino. We're confused. If anybody knows, comment below, please, because we have no idea. Sign over here, welcome to Sprague Brook Park. Hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., dusk in the wintertime. Alcohol is by permit only. If you're a camper, you are allowed alcohol at your site. It is a smoke-free park. This is the first one I've seen, but that's interesting. Glass containers are prohibited. Probably unless you're camping also. Dogs must be on a leash at all times. No allowed music or noise. Please drive safe. Follow park rules. Enjoy your day.
So if you make the turn that goes towards, sites 31 through 123 or towards the casino, there's this really great playground.
They've got 4 tennis courts all grouped together here. That's kind of neat. There's definitely no shortages of playgrounds here in the park. There's 5, I think we've counted so far. So if you've got kids, they're not really big. They're little kid friendly, but wow, there's so many of them.
This is site 61. This one's very treed and very wide. This is site 63. Again, electric only. And after finding the other loop and seeing these other sites, I think we got the wrong loop. We really like the loop that's sites 31 through 123. They're gorgeous back here. This is site 64. Make you really feel like you're back in the woods. These are beautiful. This is site 74, and this is a non-electric loop, and we saw a sign that says no generators. So for you tent campers that want the peace and quiet, this is a good one for you. Another tent option, site 75. Looks like it's got a big cooking fire pit in the back. Feels really secluded back here.
Measure your fish and tag Erie County Parks. This is cool.
It's got a great pond. So there must be good fishing in it, or you wouldn't be able to tag your catch.
I would say maybe over there is a good spot to fish, but it's kind of reedy over here.
And not quite big enough for a kayak, but
No.
still. Ooh, I just saw something jump over there.
Oh yeah.
Got Veterans Memorial Grove here in the park. Looks really pretty. Looks like be another pond back there too. We're gonna go check it out. And from within the park, you can actually see the ski slopes at Kissing Bridge from here.
Here's the office down by the loop where sites 1 through 30 are located. You don't need to check in if you're a registered camper. You just go to your site. Kind of weird. The office is only open like Monday through Friday from like 9 to 4, 9 to 5, I think I saw on their website. But yeah, a little strange. Never had anything like this. No tags, no nothing. There's the office. No walk-in camping reservation, or no walk-in camping reservations. Reserve online at erie.gov/parks. Dumping for registered campers only. Okay, interesting. Here's another little sign. Like we said, $30 a night for electric, $23 for non-electric. Unless you aren't a resident of Erie County, then it's $45 for electric. I do not know what the price is for non-electric. So we got 2 dump stations in the park, one on each side, thankfully, because they're so far apart. It looks nice. It's right next to Site 30, so if you're booking, don't book Site 30, or maybe even 1, because that's the next one over there. Do give them credit. They have the dumpster right here. There's no garbage can, but 15 feet behind you is the dumpster. I feel like I was going to say something else about this, but I don't remember what it is.
So here's the dumpster. There's the dump station. If you want to go across, there's a tiny little park in our loop, little playground. There's plenty of playgrounds in this park, so if you wanted to drive somewhere to take your kids to a better one, that's always an option.
I also really enjoy dump stations that have shade. For some reason, you don't find that everywhere you go. You're out in the baking sun. I'm a sweaty guy. I like my shade.
So we always ask, would we come back here again?
We actually might.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly nice place. I mean, we didn't know what to expect coming into it. And when we were driving around, we looked at our site and thought, this is not great. But now that we've been here a couple nights, we actually really like it a lot.
But then we went driving in the other loops and we found a whole bunch of other campsites that we like. And we found out it's only about an hour from our house and an hour from a couple of our friends. And so maybe we'll get together and do an extra trip here this year, because this is nice.
I don't know this year, maybe next year, because this year's kind of booked already. So, but yeah, I would say we're pleasantly surprised. We like this place a lot.
Yeah. Highly recommend that you come check it out.
That's right. Oh, happy camping, everybody.